Binaural personalization. What does that even mean? Well, really to boil it down, it's having a different EQ on the left ear and the right ear. Works for BEACN headset, BEACN mic, and BEACN studio. Nobody's ears are the same, mine are different from yours, but also my left ear and my right ear are not the same. So when we can do tweaks to each ear independently, we can get the best sound possible for ourselves. And that is binaural personalization. Let's dive in and I will show you how it works. Now, if you're a BEACN mic user or BEACN studio owner, you will see a brand new headphone little bubbly thing here that leads to this exact same page. This is the one for headset, but now you guys are gonna get it as well. You will see an amp power. That's the only other thing that's different on mic and studio because obviously it connects to your own headphones, not the headset. So you'll be able to still have your amp power settings, but you will now see this nice, pretty new layout for your EQ. So overall, left on top, right on bottom, you can add bands. They come in stereo to begin with, or you can unlink things and you can make changes independently. You can add a band to only one side and not to the other. Do all of that stuff here along with subwoofer controls and mono stereo and balance controls. You can link your mic monitor to your headphone level and do your mic monitor stuff here. Everything's all been sort of put together all nicely for it to all be in one place, including that there are presets, and these are a little couple of test ones just to show how it can work, but there's some presets in here. We're gonna have a bunch more when you see this in your hands. But let's go into the binaural personalization because it's probably the coolest thing that we have going on here. So you're gonna hit new, and it's gonna run you through this. So you're gonna get started with your preference EQ, right? And you're gonna do the calibration. Get your headphones fitted properly, find a quiet space, because if you are in a loud space, it will be much harder to hear things, which makes the calibration not work as well. So it's got a little test. Obviously me talking into a microphone, quite loud. It's very sensitive, so it's gonna be finding, if you've got noise in the background. You then move on and it's going to allow you to play an example of the little boops you're gonna hear while you're doing the calibration. So you're gonna hear boop, 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 and it's gonna move around and be different volumes and different frequencies and all that. But this will give you a sense of just what am I listening for? Great. Hit next, it's gonna show you what to do when you hear the thing. So you hear the boops, you press the I heard it button. You don't hear boops, you don't press the I heard it button. And there is no wrong or right in this. Everyone is different. Everyone will have ones that they cannot hear. So it's totally fine that if you sit there for a second and you see the test progressing and you're like, oh no, I failed. Like, no, you didn't. That particular one you didn't get. It's no big deal whatsoever. And it's the more accurate you can be, the better it's going to help at the end. Now it will mute your microphone during the calibration itself. So I'm going to click start calibration. You'll see me click yes a couple of times. You'll see a couple of the check marks come up and then the check marks go away, right? We're not telling you got it right. It's just to kind of lead you there the first couple. And then I'll let a couple run and then we'll come back. And you'll see there that the test was progressing and it'll progress through left ear and then right ear and you'll do those things and then it will come up at the end with a result. So I've got one that I already did here. I'm just going to show results. So this is the type of screen you will end up with at the end. And it shows here that I was pretty even across the board, but I had a harder time with some higher frequencies on my right side than I did on my left. And so what it's done is it said, this is a little bit lower, right? 2, 3, 4 dB. Well, that's what it's going to apply to my personalization curve in the calibration. It shows you a little bit about how these work for the knobs. You've got two zones, one for the higher frequencies and one for the lower. You can save your profile, type your name in, type whatever you want in there, hit save, and then that will end up in this drop-down menu. So I'm going to select my Craig May 7th, wow, that was a while ago, 2026. And look, all of a sudden my EQ line kind of changed. Well, what this is this shows what the calibration has done for me, but has not done anything with that calibration. That's where I use the zone knobs. And you'll see I have nothing in zone 1. So there's nothing to turn up and down. But in zone 2, I actually have two bands. You can kind of see them overlapping each other there of customization, of personalization that went in there. And I can use this knob up and down to actually dial in less or more, or kind of landed on the line for the target to be like, well, this is kind of exactly where those numbers align. And so you can do that if you want to get in. You've got other ones here that you might see something that looks more like this, where you're dialing in something for one ear more than the other, down low versus up high. These things are going to be completely personal to you, but this is how you do it. You get it going. And from there, you just listen and enjoy. You can still add all of the EQ and stuff on top of that. Everything all works well, but that is how the personalization works, and it's a great place to start.